Last Thursday, I was working with some clients and they found this exercise very helpful. So I wanted to introduce it to you. My co-presenter shared this message with them and it was really valuable. And so we worked through this process. Let me give you a little bit of an introduction and then I'm going to kind of delve deep just a little bit. And so this is the system and processes. So we were talking about how all businesses have systems and processes. These are 6 that most businesses utilize or that most businesses have. Whether you recognize it or not, these are some things that you probably already have or may need to implement or may just not even call them those things. The very first one that they listed was database management. Now that's just basically your clients, who your clients are, how you work with them. Whether you have a database, like an email list, or whether you just have a list of people that you work with, that is your database management. The second is your marketing plan, how you reach the people that you really want to work with. And that is really valuable because having a marketing plan makes it simple and doable to implement. The third is lead generation, how you get people onto your list, how you get people into your marketing plan. Marketing is letting them know that you exist. Lead generation is giving them something that they might want to work with you. And then lead conversion is the next step, actually converting them into a client. Then the next step is client success, working with your clients and getting them successful through your process. And the last one is business growth. Now, I really liked this because business growth and database management are kind of the back end of your business. Marketing, lead generation, and lead conversion, those are kind of the front end, the sales and marketing of your business. And then client success, that is actually working with your clients. Now, we went through this process and had them rate themselves on a scale of 1 to 5. 1 being non-existent, 2 being kind of weak, 3 being functional but not optimized, 4 strong but has gaps, and 5 systems, world-class systems and processes. And one thing that I encouraged them to do was to take this and put it on a scale, almost like a spider web right here. So you draw it on a scale, and so for example, I looked at my database management and I said, I'm probably at about a 3 or a 4 there. 3 probably because there's always room for growth. I feel like I'm right in the middle. Marketing plan, I feel like I have room for growth there because I feel like I have a plan in the back of my mind, but it's not really written out. Lead generation, I felt like I'm really good at lead generation. I have a couple of freebies, a couple of things that are really powerful that get people onto my list and help them understand how I could work with them. But lead conversion, that's one of the places where I feel like I'm not nearly as clear. So I said, I'm probably at a 2. I'd really like to be at a 4. But lead conversion, I'm not very high with that because 1, people aren't clear. Do I want to work with him in coaching, like understanding how to tell better stories and how to implement videos? Or do I want to work with him on creating videos on that side? And so I might not be very clear about those processes. So that's kind of something in the back of my mind that I'm like, okay, if I'm a 2 and I want to be a 4 or a 5, that's one of the places I need to work on. Client success, I feel like I'm really at a 4 or a 5 on this area because every time I work with a client, they have nothing but good things to say about me. So understanding, okay, they don't know how to start working with me. They don't know this step right here. But then once they get here, they know, oh, so somewhere along the line, there's a little bit of a gap. And then my business growth. And I feel like I'm probably at about a 3 right there. I probably could start handing things off to other people. Part of the reason why I like doing something like this, and it doesn't have to be this. This is just a simple one that we utilized last Thursday, but it doesn't have to be this. But having a way that you recognize where you are with your business, how things are going, and where you have to build is really powerful because when you do that, you know exactly what you need to work on with your clients and with yourself in building your business. And I feel like this is one of the things that is really powerful for video. Video can work and help out with each of these areas, but when you don't know what you're working on, like I call this kind of a map, when you don't know where you are on a map, on the beginning of a map, and you don't know where you're going on the other end of the map, you can't really even see yourself in the map. So recognizing, okay, this is where I'm starting, this is where I'm going. I really want to build that process and build in a way that's helpful for me. So I'm just gonna show you one more time so that you can, if you wanna utilize this system, it's really powerful. Database management, marketing plan, lead generation, lead conversion, client success, business growth, scale of 1 to 5, none to all the way world-class systems. And then putting it inside of a graphical organizer so that way you can see, oh, actually my tire is kind of flat right here. If this were a tire, where would the tire be flat? Where is it bumping against other things? And where does it need a little bit more air to get you where you want to go? All right, hope to see you soon inside of Lights Camera Action. And if you have questions, please email me. I hope this video was helpful.